Let's keep Austin weird. Let's keep the lawyers feared.
I'm into naked choking for sure.
Rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke, even better.
You crank it, and then if I were to squeeze, there. If you don't tie what you do every day to something that means something to you, that means something to the rest of the world, you're not going to have the commitment. You're not going to execute at the highest level that you possibly can.
When the are you running for office? Because that was goddamn beautiful.
Thank you.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon of Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we have on the Anchor Woman episode here, live from Austin. Guys, let's give it up for Austin, Bourbon of Proof. This is the last one. Ooh. And we have enjoyed our time here at Studio 3. We rode some steers outside with some longhorns.
Yeah.
And today on our Anchor Woman guest, we have on Jess Sargus. And Jess, besides being a badass lawyer, coach, author, she also does some MMA fighting and will whoop your f***ing ass in the cage.
Well, that's why I gotta keep myself in line with around her, because I don't want to get my eggs scrambled.
His wife is Mexican, so he stays in line.
Oh,
he knows.
Yes. I don't have a chancla though.
No, she's known for that chancla.
So I'm very because I saw you register for the event because I looked at the registration list and I looked up and I was like, holy shit, like. She's a badass. We have to have her on the show.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here.
Will, can we start with the pour here, please? Where's bourbon, Will? There we go. We're gonna do some fun stuff. But first, let's get your stamper. Let's do your sleepy woogie. Get you a double.
Woogie.
You just pick out of the bag of holding
you
there.
Get the woogie.
Okay.
You got to drink double.
Oh, what you get? Attorney share looks like.
Yes, attorney share.
Just stamp it right in your eyes. This is how you're going to automate all your cases to make money on your brand.
I got the woogie
Okay.
again.
He got the sleepy woogie. All right, Mauro gets double.
Okay.
This is how he falls asleep at the end of the episode because he's doing a lot of doubles. I got Fiore Legal. It's my first Fiore Legal.
Nice.
All right, Will, what are we drinking to keep
That's supposed to be me. That's me.
sleeping?
So if you get the woogie, you got to drink twice.
Oh, no.
So our pours on this episode are both really special pours. This actually was just released this past weekend. So this has not been available to the public till just now.
New.
This sold out within 2 hours. I was able to procure us a bottle.
Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Attorney Share. Attorney Share is actually a product that I co-founded, and it's to help the better lawyers get the cases they deserve. We have the ability to, from intake, send the cases directly to your go-tos or new opportunities to other law firms and track the status of your referral or co-counsel agreement. Any case that comes in the door, you can find the best home for it, whether it's your law firm, a law firm that you co-counsel with, or a new opportunity anywhere across the nation in any practice area to make sure that the client gets the best representation for them, and by using technology, everyone can track the status and be in the know of what's going on with their case. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Justice HQ, which is a mobile app that does community building for not only lawyers and people in the legal space, but the vendors that serve them. Finally, an all-in-one, single-opened app where you can see all the events in the industry, connect with anyone in the industry, be part of masterminds, all for just a low amount of $20 a month. I'd like to thank our sponsor, the Justice Team, which is a law firm based in California, Arizona, and Texas, but does national trial practice work. I believe in all the lawyers there because I'm one of them. The mission is to give the client the best representation they possibly can across the nation. Call 844-THE-TEAM, and we'll try to help you out nationwide. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Fiore Legal. Not only is he the handsome co-host of Bourbon of Proof, but he is an outstanding trial lawyer in California, Washington, Oregon, and Arizona. He specializes in premises cases, personal injury cases. He's also a great human being, and believe it or not, he always answers the call. Fiore Legal. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Coastal Research. Coastal Research has the ability to find the policy limits of any corporation that's trying to hide assets and how much financial responsibility is actually out there. The beauty of Coastal Research is that it also integrates with products such as Attorney Share, your CRM, products like that. So shout out to Coastal Research. Again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
Very few people have this one. This is Garrison Brothers' first ever bottled in bond whiskey they've done. So 100 proof for you. Bottled in bond was actually the first consumer protection act ever in the world by the U.S. government.
Let's protect them from too high whiskey or too low. It's got exactly 100 proof.
In Texas, it's probably too low.
Now, those are laws we should be concentrating on, right?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So at that time, we've talked about before, you had a guy who would get a barrel from the distillery. He'd take it down to his shop. He'd probably take a nip or two here or there. He probably also was a little shady, and he'd want to stretch the barrel out. He'd put things like ammonia, turpentine, chewing tobacco spit, caramel coloring, things that were harming people. And at that time, bourbon made up 2/3 of the U.S. tax revenue. So government trying to make bourbon still be successful was kind of a big deal. So they enacted the Bottle and Bond Act. So bottle and bond, it must be aged at one distillery by one master distiller in one season being spring, summer, or fall, winter. It then must be aged in a government bonded warehouse that is monitored by a government alcohol agent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If you go see some of these old distilleries that have, when this started, they have a little small house that looks like a broom closet. That is where that agent lived because the distillery paid for everything for that guy. The government did not. And they didn't want to pay that guy's bill. So they made it as uncomfortable as possible.
I do not want that job.
That being said, now it's all done with cameras. You don't have to worry about that anymore. But the only two people that have access and keys to those rick houses are the government agent and the master distiller. Outside of that, you cannot do anything but bottle it at 100 proof. No more, no less. That is the limit. As long as you meet that criteria, it is considered bottle and bond. The government stamps its active approval and says, hey, this is legitimate whiskey. It's not going to harm you in any way.
I'm excited for this. This is one that I've never had before. And Jess, we saved this just for you because
I'm honored.
I just want to hear, like, how did you get into fighting? Like, where did this come from?
An overdeveloped sense of competitiveness is one part of it. I started boxing in law school as stress relief. And I discovered that...
Where did you go to law school? I like to always hear where people went to law school.
University of Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
Philadelphia.
Oh, man.
I grew up in Pittsburgh. I couldn't even go near you, Penn, because they were like, ugh, terrible.
Yeah. So one of my
I
friends,
went to an unaccredited night school in an office building. So, I mean.
he still made it.
They do have his portrait up, though. Might be his mugshot, but.
Yeah. Well,
Jess, cheers.
cheers.
I'm just fascinated by your story and
Thank
how you
you.
empower and coach other
Cheers.
folks. And
Thank you.
we're here to help you big the scale with that.
Ooh, that's nice.
Oh, wow.
It's so good, but
That's
I wish
so-
it was like a 115 proof or something. It would be even better. Because 100 is a little bit on the light side, but it's good.
Sir,
At this
you're,
point in the day. Yeah.
sir, UPenn, right?
Yes, UPenn. My friend Shaka, who used to be a University of Washington lineman, so like 6'5",
Was he?
400
He's not this
pounds.
famous tagger from L.A. Chaka.
No.
Shaka.
This is
Oh.
I'm old, so this is back in the day. Yeah.
Chaka was famous in L.A. Prolific tagger in L.A. Chaka.
No, just a football player who went to law school with me, and he invited me to go to his boxing class. I'm like, dude, I'm not boxing with you. And he's like, no, you hit the bag. And I discovered finally I have a place to put my weird farm girl functional strength.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in upstate New York, in the Finger Lakes region, on a horse farm. So lots of hay bale toting and water barrels and, breaking horses since before I could walk. So I developed this weird strength, and I was very, very strong, and I could hit a bag pretty well. So people laugh when I tell them that I got into boxing because boxing is zen for me, but you can't think about anything else when you're in the zone. You're thinking about how you're throwing that punch and where you're going to throw next and your footwork and everything. So boxing was my stress release in law school. And you spend so much time up here in law school, right? That being in your body in the moment, in the present moment, that's part of the athlete mindset that I teach now. It is very liberating, and particularly for a woman in society, but in law school and everything, we're always taught to be nice, to get along, to not be too aggressive. And boxing says, F that.
Yeah.
Let's be as powerful as we can. Let's win. And that was right up my alley. So I fell in love with boxing.
I was doing a little boxing myself, but recently. But then it hurt my hands, and I can't have my hands be sore for my. These hands are better on the golf course.
I get it.
He has Roman hands.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have Roman hands and Russian fingers. But
Okay.
that's another story.
There you go. I don't know. My knuckles are all messed up. Like this one's dented. Can
Yeah,
you even see that?
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
I need my hands
Ah.
soft and
I have
supple
a lot
for
of
the golf
broken
course.
fingers
Yeah.
here, too. So, like, football,
Yeah.
broken finger.
It'll do
yeah.
it. It'll do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I know you teach the athlete mindset for lawyers, right?
That's right.
I just want you to explain what that is.
Sure. So the athlete mindset, I distilled it down to 5 main pillars of the athlete mindset. But this is what allows you to be high performance under pressure, and also to make it sustainable. So the athlete mindset, 5 pillars. 1, growth mindset. So you have to believe that with effort and training and education, you can improve. You're not a fixed mindset where you have a certain potential, that's all you'll ever do. Growth mindset is, hey, I know if I put in the effort, I can get better at this, and that it's also risk tolerance. You get used to failure because failure is data. It's not
Bob,
destiny.
I like how she also talks at me instead of most guests just talked about.
I do feel bad about that.
Most of the guests don't give a like I'm not even here.
Aw.
But you actually are looking at me and talking to me, and I really appreciate it. But most of them don't give a fuck.
He's getting emotional.
No, I mean, most of them look at Bob and they're like, who's this guy? So yeah, I mean,
This guy
it's
over
very
here.
nice of you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, I hope you both get it because it's important. But
Growth
growth
mindset.
mindset. 2nd, action orientation.
Oh, just get it, yeah.
Yeah, there's a great researcher, Steve Magnus. He's worked with Olympic
Magnus
level.
von Magnuson, the strongest man in the world?
No.
Not that Magnus.
Magness. Steve
Okay.
Magnus. He studied the best athletes in the world, and he said the main differentiator between world-class athletes and the guys and women that end up at the tops of the podium is this action orientation. And what that means is not just that you're oriented to action, but you're oriented to action in uncertainty. With imperfect information or imperfect readiness. They just give it a shot. And more often than not, when you take enough shots, you're gonna make some. You're gonna make some great strides if you're willing to take that risk, that action orientation.
Wayne Gretzky says?
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right.
That's right. So you take the shots. You take the shots, knowing some are going to miss, but some are going to land. Some are going to land big. Action orientation. Next one, present moment focus. What's important now in this moment? What can I do right now? What small thing can I do right now to be effective?
Include Mauro.
Yeah. Include Mauro. Include Mauro.
ABC.
That's right.
But where did you come with all these techniques? We're on 3 of 5. But
We're on 3 and 5.
this is a Jess Sargus product?
I have
This is a
very
Jess
limited
Sargus
capacity.
Trademark pending. Fierce
Really?
Agency is my system.
We had a few IP lawyers here that could have pushed that through. We do have the child protection lawyer here.
It's been filed.
Drew's going to be on the... Actually, let's bring Drew up now. This is a perfect way,
There we
for
go.
a really well trademark lawyer that help a lot of people in a niche. So
Okay,
Drew
hey,
Bovino,
Drew.
guys, Texas' own.
Welcome, Drew.
Can we get Drew maybe I got your microphone, but we do need you. Oh, look at this. Davin's cut.
Thank you.
All right,
Hold up.
Drew,
Is
you
this
have
on?
to you got to pull from the
pick your
bag of
dabber.
holding.
All right.
Don't worry, the Sleepy Woogie's already been pulled. What'd you get? Bourbon of Proof.
Come on. Perfect.
Push that down in there.
The
and
one you have to do an extra shot.
the Sleepy Woogie, Mauro pulled it.
Yeah. you
Look
got
at him.
it.
Will, were you at the? You were there last night
Professional.
at $7,000, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
see that bottle that they had at the door? It was like a red cardinal.
Redbreast?
Yeah, is that no? But the bottle looked like a bird. It was shaped like a bird.
I
Not
didn't
red
see
breast.
it.
I didn't
I'm
see
gonna
it.
Was
show
it
you.
was it a decanter? Or?
Yeah, like a decanter.
It might be. I think Beam did one with a cardinal on it a long while, 60s, 70s.
It
somewhere
looked
around
like
there.
an old dusty. I'm gonna show you a picture. I'll
Yeah.
see if you can find me one.
That or Wild Turkey. I can probably track you one down.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the. I took a picture of it.
Okay.
So this is I've never had this one, and I'm like super fing pumped to have it with you all. So I'm ready.
Awesome.
All right. So this is super special. This is the Cowboy Bourbon from Garrison Brothers from 2 years ago. So Cowboy Bourbon is their epitome whiskey they do every year. So as they're tasting through these barrels, they taste them and they say, this is going to be an amazing barrel. We need to pull this out. So they pull it out and then stick it in a metal shipping container and shut the door. So essentially hot boxing the whiskey for you because it's just super intense flavor coming into those barrels. With that being said, they do it's a super limited release. People are waiting 4 miles down a dirt road for over 48 hours to get this when this releases. Only 10,000 bottles of this release. This is the 10-year anniversary of it. A couple other special things about this. This is a signed bottle by Dan Garrison.
No
So
shit.
super special bottle, yes. Not only that, do you two remember the bottle I got you guys, the single barrel that I handpicked out that you guys loved from New York?
I thought it was Detroit. Was that New York?
That was New York that you guys loved.
Yeah.
That one I did. That
Yeah, I do.
you were crazy
I
about
loved
that
it.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so good.
That barrel I picked was a Sparrow barrel from this release.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Are Lisa and Elisa still here? Lisa and Elisa, we would love to have you take the Cowboy pour. I don't know where. Oh, there they are. So can y'all come up here, please? So speaking of athlete mentality, we have a UCLA Hall of Famer.
Ooh.
There we go.
Wow, we have a UCLA Hall of Famer from Long
Nice.
Beach in the house.
Very nice.
We would love to have this Cowboy pour with y'all because I've never had it, and I think it's super special. We were just saying, Mauro and I, we spent a lot of time in Long Beach, and this Saturday was our friend's 50th birthday party. He had, how many people? 1,500 people at this birthday party?
Yeah, probably 900.
But he rented out the aquarium, and he
Long
had
Beach.
fucking Warren G
900.
play. So it was just Warren G from the LBC,
Nice.
and we were drinking.
And he
He brought
had-
a bottle of Pappy. We were with Warren G. Warren G.
He had Z-Trip, Warren
Yes.
G, Z-Trip, and Far East Connection.
Yes.
Warren G
What a
was there.
magical night. They
I'm
rented
so
out
jealous.
the aquarium. He was petting fucking stingrays and drinking bourbon. All these things actually happen.
And you
I'm
know
very
what?
pumped. So
I
do
was-
y'all have glasses?
I
Oh,
was at
dumb.
my buddy's house before the party, and he had this huge envelope full of cash like this much. And I was like, dude, what are you doing with all that cash? He goes, oh, Warren G only takes cash.
Yo, yeah.
He had to,
For
pay,
real?
he had to pay him cash.
That's amazing. When
No
I lived
checks.
in Las Vegas, Floyd Mayweather was legendary for just carrying around his cash in
Well, he
paper
still
grocery
does.
bags in the back of his truck.
You know, Floyd Mayweather has a law firm right now, the Money Law Firm.
What?
So he's trying to do this thing where it's an alternate business, like law
Yeah.
firm, but like
ABS.
ABS, and they're trying to, whatever. I
Wow.
don't think it's gonna work.
In Nevada?
No, well, they grew it out of Arizona, but
Okay.
they're doing it out of, I think, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Nevada, but they're pulling cases from it. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
I would love to see him in a deposition. I want him to.
I think his deposition's been taken many times.
I'm sure.
So, what was your sport? I could tell.
Yeah.
Were you a 4? Shooting guard. Shit.
That's a
I'm in trouble.
That's
big
awesome.
shooting guards at UCLA.
Do you know Austin Mills by chance? Oh, one of our good friends is Austin Mills.
Yeah,
Yes.
He was the coach, G League coach.
He's the white kid that would play for Baylor, and he does the NBA shows. I mean, he was a shooter. He could pull up from anywhere, and I feel like we should have a shooting competition between. So there's the lawyers have a 3-on-3 competition in LA, and the only rule there's a rule that said you can't have somebody. One year they said that somebody outside the law firm could be on the team, so people were getting cheap. They're bringing in like this kid was playing other folks, but now what they started doing is they were hiring at their law firm for like 3 months. Just somebody to try to rig the game. So this fucker like had people that were like on the NBA on his team. Like, how is already legal winning?
I mean,
Legalism.
you got to win any way you can.
Right.
Here to win.
Hey,
Yeah.
cheers, y'all! Because I'm very we do this to bring community and bring people together, and I'm very happy to see the two of you, Jess,
Cheers,
Drew,
cheers.
Lisa, and Elisa. Cheers,
Cheers, y'all.
cheers. Mauro actually has a basketball. He has a basketball court at his house, and I've dominated him on it. It's true.
He has. I'm not much
Mauro,
of a
can you dunk?
basketballer.
Oh my God, this is fucking amazing.
It's amazing.
I cannot.
It's so
That's
good.
good whiskey.
What's the proof on this, Bill? Will?
This,
Holy
oh,
shit! This is
This
the
is
one that-
140.6.
Mike, come get some, dude. This is
Wow, I knew it was hot.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
what
in
is it?
hazmat. 140.6.
This is 70% alcohol. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's 70% alcohol. This is the best pour of the night.
Yeah.
Where are you coaching right now?
I'm not coaching. I'm running my own business, and I'm a mental performance coach.
This is what you two should connect because
Yes.
Jess does this
Yeah.
for lawyers, business coaching, and a lot
Mental
of folks
performance.
here are
Mhm.
into this industry. And
Yep.
we're about bringing people together, and I think y'all should talk because it
That'd be
opens up a
great.
whole new corridor. Because us lawyers need a lot of direction. So,
Nice. We'd love to. We'd love to.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
but don't get her in the cage because she'll you up. Oh, cheers! Thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you. Nice
So
to meet
speaking
you.
of beating the shit out of people,
Yes.
Drew does cases where he protects children
Yes.
from harms that are just unimaginable.
Yeah.
Every day. So if you call
Yeah.
any very horrific stories you hear all the time.
Yes.
Daycare abuse. Like we see these videos and you do a very good job of dialing in and helping these kids.
Yeah. Church abuse, private schools. It's happening everywhere.
I think you should partner with Jess on these just to go and literally them up.
I would love that. I just crushed this pastor yesterday. It was a horrible story. It happens across the country. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody's representing these kids. I'm doing it.
And nationally too.
Nationally, yeah. Especially if it's something horrendous, catastrophic. Nationally, of course, we practice all over Texas. But again, this voice is unheard across the country.
So what have you found representing? It's always the adult's choice because a minor cannot sign on their own, and I feel like that's a hurdle in and of itself for parents to sign or let their kids go through another trauma.
Yep.
Because it's another trauma.
Yeah.
Agreed.
How do you talk them over that hurdle?
It's two parts. Number one, a lot of parents don't know that their children have rights, similar to if you're in an auto accident. So I have to educate them that, hey, it's not just, whoopsie, the kid got hurt, it is what it is. Educating them that there is a claim for the child. The second thing is trying to insulate the child as much as possible. A lot of litigation I deal with the parents. Minors, even though they can be deposed in most states, hardly ever get deposed.
Can you make that a point? Because a lot of lawyers we get this all the time. Like, I do a lot of sex abuse survivor cases, right? And they're afraid to relive that trauma.
Yeah.
They don't know you can file under a Jane Doe. A lot of these things can't exist. It's the same for children, right?
Exactly. It's the same for children. And really, for young kids, the majority of the information for the case is from the parents, right? The parents have the photos, they have the emails, they have the knowledge, they saw what happened. What's the point of deposing a 4-year-old? It's hard enough for me to talk to my 5-year-old about what happened at school, today. So I'm able to protect them, insulate them away from it. And the parents as well, they don't want to relive it. So I try to take on as much of that burden as possible.
So I feel like this is not talked. A lot of people don't know. They're afraid to bring a claim for their kid or any survivor because they feel like they will be a spotlight is on them.
Yeah.
This is very common. Are you putting media marketing out there that said that with this in mind? Because I feel like most people don't know that, and most lawyers don't know that.
Yeah, we have some media and some social media content out there that covers this. When I talk to new parents that are hiring me, I talk to them about protective orders, what we're going to do to keep the child's name secret, use initials, right? Seal the record sometimes to keep this as private as possible. But I'll let them know, look, something bad happened to your child. They have rights. They deserve justice. And what could come from this, not just holding the child care provider accountable for what they did that was wrong, we're able to provide some kind of benefit for your child that they're for. They don't know. But 14 years from now, the money that we can put in an annuity or a trust or the court's registry, whatever it is, can help them pay for college. And it's a gift for them for something they don't remember.
And a lot of people don't know that with a minor, they will put the money in an annuity or a trust. It's not taxed going in.
Exactly.
And the gains are not taxed as well.
Exactly. And that's, I get hurt in a car accident. You get hurt. Hey, we get the
car
check.
crash.
Car crash. Excuse me. It's not an accident. It's never an accident.
You probably take an Uber too, not a Lyft. Jesus.
I do take an Uber. We get the money. We spend it how we want. You buy a boat, whatever. But the money for a child is the child's money, not the parents, not mine, not you as a parent. So it gets protected.
Mauro, how many times have you had mom or dad try to steal money though from the kid?
Every time.
I'm so
glad they can't. They has to go in an account for the kid, and to when they're 18, the kid can claim the money, but the parents would take it every time.
I tried a case who was a minor that was a sad case, and had to go with the verdict, so she had to testify, and the defense lawyer was being so aggressive and inappropriate. You could just feel the jury like, what the are you doing? Like this girl went through unimaginable things. And he said one thing in this trial, and I'll never forget. He said, on our side of the tracks, these things don't happen. He said that to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
And it's now the theme of my case. And the jury, they lit them up because it was so just disgusting. It's like she was so vulnerable.
Yeah.
She had a broken home because it reminded her parents were trying to take all the money. We actually had to get her back to one of their foster parents, and it was a whole the back end stuff that you got to deal with to protect kids.
And unfortunately, I deal with a lot of sexual abuse cases, inappropriate touching, and the argument from the defense is always the same. Well, we don't have proof that it happened. There's no eyewitness. There's no video. So what are you going to do? You're gonna trust the 4-year-old? Yes, I trust the 4-year-old.
And what they say a lot in our case is, well, they were in a broken home already, so
that too.
Up
it's
nothing
messed
fires
up.
anymore.
Life doesn't matter. I was working with an attorney who was dealing with a child who'd been abused, in a psychiatric facility. They were in the psychiatric facility because they'd gone through horrific abuse already. And then they got abused in the facility where they were supposed to be protected. And the defense theory was, well, you were already messed up. They actually asked him in a deposition, they asked this child, were you ever normal? That was their question to this child. Like, his life didn't have value or his trauma didn't matter because he was already traumatized. He's already damaged goods.
It's fucked up.
It is.
World.
And the defense is always going to make some kind of crazy argument, and it's harder to make it with children. You know, with adults, it's, oh, you were already up, or the bills are too high, or
I'll
it's
tell you
not
this
our
right
fault.
now,
But the kids,
I've tried a lot of cases, and I'll tell you this. Juries will always protect children
yes,
and old folk.
yes.
No matter what. Those two, if they try to get rough with those people on the stand, it never works. Never works.
I let them.
Yeah.
Let them hang. You give them enough rope, they'll hang themselves. They'll do it. They'll around.
Mine direct with like a survivor of a child, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What's your name? Where are you from? I'm sorry this happened to you. We've heard a lot about this. I'm sorry. You sit down.
And sometimes I feel bad for the defense attorneys because, you know, it's the carriers that are pushing this. But you're really going to sit here and you're going to say that Timmy is not as fucked up as he says he is in front of the jury. He's 6. He's sitting right there. You're out of your mind. Why didn't you resolve this case earlier?
So there's
it's horrible.
The loss of consortium cases, right? So every time we have one of these, I think there's a sickness in their brain. Some of the defense lawyers, they're like, I had an elderly couple. They were in their 80s, and she fell at Costco and had a terrible fracture. And this 80-year-old couple's talking about what it did to them. They had a loss of consortium claim. And this lawyer was going into, what position do you and your wife enjoy the most? And like graphic detail.
No shit,
Dude,
really.
it's way worse than you ever think is out there. These guys are scumbags. And I told him, I was like, you can ask that question, and they will answer this question. But I will play this in front of a jury, and I will play it on repeat. I'll play it in my opening, I'll play it in my direct to my client, and I'll play it again in closing.
The only thing they worried about is what is the sexual position. I agree.
No, but I feel like they were getting off on it. It was weird. Okay,
It's
Jess,
twisted.
we went through 3 different. I mean,
Yes.
I don't want to detract because like we could do this all damn day. Drew, I love talking to you, man.
Same.
By the way, where do people find you? DrewBovino.com.
It's bovonalaw.com, B-I-V-O-N-A law.com. It's the same for all my handles. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. It's all Bovona Law.
Bovona. But there's that guy. What's the ice guy's name? Is close to you.
Ice guy.
The f***ing Greg Bovino.
Yes.
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you better make sure.
Yes, the
You better-
ice
you-
direct. No
you better-
relation. No
I hope
relation.
not.
No relation.
If I saw that shirt here, I would beat it.
There's a lot of people I would love to throat punch.
Oh, dude.
I didn't even think about that. Sometimes people say I look kind of like the president of the Ukraine. I don't know. I don't know if I do or not.
No, with these steely blue eyes.
Zelensky.
I
I can
take that
see
more
this.
than Greg Bovino. I'd rather be him.
No, you
Yeah.
don't want to be Greg Bovino.
I don't want to be him.
No.
You want, the president, you could do this. He's actually he's an actor and a comedian. I think he's great.
He used
He
to
is.
play the piano with his penis.
With his penis.
That's what the
There's
president
no
of Ukraine.
There's no way this.
Would he
we
play
fact check him?
both-
That's
both
what he's
bass and
famous
treble?
for. When he was a comedian, what's his name? Zelensky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His famous act was playing the piano with his penis.
I mean, I might elect the president.
Is there
for
a
that.
video that we can
Yes,
tag?
there's
in it?
videos of him
I'll point at the
playing the
video, the
piano
link
with
that they're
his
going to
penis.
tag.
I feel like he was watching brain rot, right
I
wing
wrong?
social media, and they said this, and I feel like it's not true.
Have you been watching Newsmax?
No, but strangely enough, especially me, because I don't give 2 shits about politics. I could give. I care about my kids and my golf swing. Those are the only 2 things.
And the kids are doing great.
But a couple weeks ago,
He's actually really good at golf.
I care about my kids and my golf swing and my wife, of course. You know.
Hi, I'm Bob Simon, host of Bourbon of Proof, and we would be nothing without our sponsors. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Elite Legal Marketing. Elite Marketing is a digital marketing company that helps lawyers in a very specialized way where they only take, they're a boutique firm, so they really get into the weeds with you, the brand, the law firm, and make sure that you can excel and have your voice be heard so that you could tell those stories of your clients better. Reach out to Elite Legal Marketing today. On Bourbon of Proof, again, we only let people sponsor the show if we use and believe in their products.
Me and Bob, we have a buddy of ours who's a personal injury lawyer, just like us in LA for years. And like 2 years ago, he says, you know what? This is literally like if I said it, I'm going to run for Congress. And I was like, and I'm like,
He said,
and I'm like,
I would
Derek,
totally
I was like,
maybe
Derek,
vote for you.
Maybe like try to get on the water board or something first, you know, or like the local school board. who's like
The
40
waterboard.
who's like 46 years old and says I'm going to go run for Congress?
Well, it's like the
you know?
55-year-olds that
Yeah.
moved to the
So,
Caribbean to go to medical school.
The ran for Congress and he won. He's a congressman. So he called me up a couple Sundays ago and he says, Mauro, tomorrow
pour
is the
this.
State of the Union address in Washington, D.C. Do you want to go? I'm like, well, what time is it at over there tomorrow? It's at 9 p.m. in Washington because it's 6 p.m. on the West Coast. So it's like, perfect. I can get on a plane tomorrow morning. I'm there. I'll go. So next thing you know, I'm in the State of the Union.
You went to the State of the
I'm
Union.
in there. And Trump has really crashed the government because I
don't
was
think?
like, I went and I thought, this is like going to be like a real display of American government, you know? Like I said, I'm not here to talk about the government or Trump or anybody, but what I saw at the State of the Union knocked my socks off.
Were you
Because,
next to the hockey
dude,
team?
It came in, first of all, there was fighting, punching. It was like an MMA fight in there. I was like, what in the is going on in here? There was a congressman, some dude was holding up a sign that I swear, you can look it up. I don't make
It
this
said,
shit
"We're
up.
not apes."
No,
or,
some black congressman from Houston
Al
was
Green.
holding a sign that said, blacks are not apes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He
that
did hold
was
it.
the
He
beginning.
lost the primary.
Okay, and
he
then
lost the primary.
like two like thug like white like Republican guys attacked him. So they're fighting with him. They're tearing up a sign, and I was like, okay, when does the Secret Service jump in? I mean, like the Supreme Court guy's like 10 feet away, the whole Supreme Court, and meanwhile these guys are wrestling in the aisle, and then there's those two Muslim ones. I don't know about politics, but the Muslims are yelling out, "F you, Trump!" I was like, wow, this is crazy. It's like they're like, "F you, you killed babies." It's like, man, they allow anything to go on during this.
You know how they
There's
always said that
there's no rules in there.
the Simpsons, all the Simpsons episodes
Yeah,
are really
predict the
good
future.
about predicting the future. The movie Idiocracy, man, spot on, man. It is spot
I left
on.
there so disappointed because
Well-
I thought this was like this is like America. This is just a disaster. what went on
Adam,
in
so
this.
our senator for California invited me and our clients to go to the State of the Union, and we declined because I was just like, they wanted to show pony my client for what they went through, and it was just, we're not going to do this. And I'm glad Mauro went, because when we went a few weeks before that, it's a little disheartening to see that you can't. There's no rhyme or reason to anything. I was also very glad to see that Mauro could sleep through half of the congressional hearings.
Yeah, I did sleep through the
God.
congressional hearings when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was waiting for like the.
You probably
like-
didn't miss anything.
No, I didn't. I mean,
It was actually amazing, and he was
But-
just asleep.
Oh, was it?
I
a
was
good one?
actually impressed with some of the
Yeah.
Congress people that were asking questions at this hearing. Like, you know, who knows who these congressmen are from? Some random congressman from some state. Like, who knows? But I heard some of them speaking. Like, what was the name of the black lady? She was so impressive.
Oh my God!
What was her name? I told Bob this lady should be president.
She came in at the end.
What was her name?
She came in at the end. She was the one. She had the shaved head.
Yeah.
She was amazing.
There was this one Congress lady that asked a bunch of questions, and I was like, this lady's so impressive. She really blew me away. She should run for like a higher office in Congress. But I don't remember her name, but she was from some random
I mean, it's
place.
her last episode. Usually I would, but she was
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no, these congressmen, some of them are pretty smart. They were grilling these people on this
Yeah.
congressional hearing. I
The
mean, it was-
problem is that even if you ask the best questions, now they lie with
They just say
impunity.
whatever.
They perjure themselves
Or
constantly.
jump around.
Yeah.
But where's the accountability? Because I mean, today Kristi Noem got fired.
Right.
She
And
did.
That's step
it's
one.
like it's like Dumb and Dumber. They put Dumberer in
Right.
behind him.
But did you
Right.
see? She didn't just get fired. She's being moved to the Shield of the Americas. Or
What?
They came
Some
up.
made
They
up
came up with some
project.
random bullshit, and now she's in charge of that.
Yeah.
Shield of the Americas?
Yeah, and that might not be perfect, but it's in the AP. She's getting moved to some new
By the way, who
thing.
wants another pour of this? Because this is
Okay.
a unicorn. He says, okay.
Okay.
So Jess, what is
Yeah.
So we went through three of the
Yes,
like,
please.
5 things.
Yeah.
I just want to hear more of your backstory from
Sure.
like, I mean, you're at, one of the most prestigious law schools that
Yes.
I could never fucking get in. I applied to 4 law schools, by the way, and I got into one, waitlisted the other. But
Yes.
but you're the birthplace of America that happened in
Right.
Philly.
Right.
You're a horse girl in the country, upstate New York. By the way,
Yeah.
people think, oh, you're from New York, you're a city girl. It's
No.
not. Like, it's
No,
mostly
country.
country. Yes,
There-
country.
I
My
went to
buddy's
this-
from New Paltz.
Yes.
And it's as country as a chicken coop out there.
Yeah. I grew up
Which is up in Hudson Valley.
in the middle of
you know.
cornfields, upstate New York. You know, there's cows and
Dude, there's a hummingbird in here.
It's a moth. It's a giant moth going on right there.
What a California
like a moth
comment.
with light. It's a hummingbird.
No, don't kill it, man.
That's crazy. But
No,
yeah,
save
I
it.
went to school in a real small town,
Wow.
and with the same 100
We
kids.
caught it,
basically.
Brando caught
job,
it.
Brando.
Wow, saving
Good
species.
job, Karate Kid over there.
My 8-year-old would have. She would just be like, "Save this thing," and
Yeah, he did
he
bring
did.
it
He got
outside.
it. He threw it out like it was LeBron. He did the
Yeah,
clap, and it was
he rehomed it.
Brando. He's.
Nice.
By the way, we went when we were Garrison Brothers yesterday. Who makes this whiskey? They put us in the back of a truck, and this guy comes in with like a satchel, like dressed like this,
a
purse, and they're like,
And-
"Who
and
the is this
a
guy?" I was like,
person
well, there's
and
one
lo-
guy
and
from
loaf-
Malibu that grew up. Who's the guy?
A person,
One
loafers,
guy.
and a hair braid.
He did have hair braid, but look how amazing this guy. Look, his hair is legendary.
Yeah, that's quality hair.
How are we doing tonight?
That's
You
a
need
great
to-
tousle.
You need to run a comb through that once a year at least.
We actually talked about a switchblade comb today that we use, the switchblade.
Because people were getting pulled over. Did you see our merch? We're passing out nunchucks. And people are getting pulled over, or pardon me, stopped at TSA for the fake nunchucks.
Really? Already?
100%. It was mostly a Canadian thing. We went to Canada for some event. And
It's the
then-
Canadian tuxedo.
Oh wow, this is a Canadian like hipster tuxedo.
Well, yeah. I'll teach you. I'll give you all the brands. Ralph Lauren, whatever. So here's the deal. Then we decided we'll just get switchblade combs like we got when we were kids in
yeah.
LA at the cool little marts.
Hey,
They're so
no,
good.
no,
Like
hey,
a-
Bob, this is funny.
You could get
So,
turtles and switchblade clothes.
I was in New York with this guy, and we were shopping, and we were shopping.
Do you remember we ended up in a gay club in New York at the
but
end of
I
the
was
episodes?
with this guy shopping.
Do you remember this?
I had a,
And this shows you what this guy thinks
Yes,
of
I
me
do. I
because
definitely remember.
he calls me on my cell phone. I was shopping. He's like, "Where are you at? I want to buy you this jacket. I want you to try this jacket on."
That's right.
So I come over to try on the jacket, and he has the jacket, and this dude has like a triple X. It's like this guy thinks I'm like an elephant size. I put it on. I put the jacket on. The sleeves were down. to
Cage
my-
is still mad. He doesn't fit his
my-
it doesn't fit his body.
Did he get you a triple?
I got
X?
him a double X and he's very
I
mad.
got
Hey, should I go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the sleeves were down to my feet. I was like, Brando, I'm not this big.
Well,
You know,
Get the
I mean,
jacket.
I
one he
tend
gave
to I
me
tend to
was
wear
a-
baggy.
was like a
it's my
tent.
own personal.
It was like a
style.
fucking
No, but
tent.
we
I like
did
being
Bourbon
spread
of
out.
Proof New York, phenomenal. We did 7, 8 interviews. I think we did 8 interviews that day. We go out to a late night club with our wives, and Brando's with us, and he's of course in his Italian tee,
Yeah.
dancing. And I look around, and all these guys are staring at him. I was like, oh, I think we're in a very unique place. And they're like,
Was
they're
that in
like
Detroit?
closing-
That was in Detroit.
No, that was in New York.
No, that was
dude.
in New York. Yeah.
I mean, they were closing in on Brando, and he was you having a great time.
I was
man,
thriving
and
Was
on
I
an
there?
international
Was
level.
I there?
100%.
you were there, dude.
I
It was
was?
awesome. We were all dancing.
What
we had a
happens
great
when
time.
you're
There was
drunk
good
all the
music
time?
that night,
Don't
too.
remember shit.
New York was awesome. By the way, Austin is one of my look. He's wearing. His,
Oh my gosh.
But it's like a size too big.
No, it's not. It fits you perfect.
I actually don't.
oh, look at he put his sleep.
Mine was
The Ryder.
triple X. Mine
Yeah, it
was
the
a
Ryder
triple
Cup.
X.
We went.
That's really dope.
Mauro and I woke up at 5 in the
That's sweet.
morning, jumped on a plane, we got up to the Ryder Cup just to get you guys merch. And he's complaining the whole time. It's unbelievable.
I wear it all the time.
Oh, it's
Leave it-
fantastic.
leave it at my desk.
It's fabulous.
So
Fine.
You look beautiful.
when
Mine's
we were
even
in,
bigger.
We were in Charleston, and we stayed up until I'm usually an early bird at night. Me and Brando and my cousin Jason from Charleston, we stayed
I
up all
love
night
Jason
just
so
talking
much.
about
He's
family.
such a good guy.
He was playing the guitar, just doing weird shit.
That's when I took Brando to Waffle House, and he got sick
Yes.
for 2 days after.
That's
But you
no
got- they're
question.
like, we're
It
going
was
to
like an
Waffle
old
He
House?
can't eat at Waffle House.
No, he loves a Waffle House.
Who doesn't?
I'm gonna
And
tell
I
you
ordered
what.
I ordered T-bone steak. At
You know who
Waffle
doesn't?
House.
It was
Oh,
frozen
I
for
love
15 years.
No.
It looked
Did
like
they pull it straight out of the
it had
freezer?
leprosy.
I love it when they take it out the.
That's what he said. He's like, this steak has been frozen for 15 years.
He made me eat
Yes, it
waffles
has.
with beans on them. I
Okay.
am not kidding.
So the last episode is always like a free for all, and this is why I love doing this because it's just going different tangents. We're gonna get the Jess Sargus coaching model down because
We need
I
coaching.
truly believe that folks like you can really help push the industry forward.
Thanks.
You got 5 steps. We're gonna promote you on the show, make you partners with us, and I just want to know what would be the one move that you could put Mauro to sleep with right now?
Rear naked choke.
The bare naked choke.
The rear naked choke.
The
Yeah.
rare naked choke.
Did I hear
Yeah.
some? I heard something about naked.
Yeah.
Could
Well,
you
people
rear-
like that part.
I'm into naked choking for sure.
We can say clothed
Can
for
you
the naked choke.
So what is the
Naked
rare
choking
the
anytime.
rare
I'm up
rear
for
naked,
Rear
choke.
naked choke.
It's basically
Rear
you
naked
have
choke, you
someone's
gotta be
back.
for the rear.
You're
Okay,
on
I'm-
their back. Do you want me to demonstrate?
This is
I think you have to demonstrate on him.
Yo, can we? I want to see an MMA fighter, Jess Sargus, who's a lawyer, put him in a rear naked choke.
Okay,
We do it
I
more.
will. But
Hey, raise your
Sign
hand. Do
the
we want to see
waiver.
rear
Sign the
naked
waiver.
choke?
we will.
Yeah, I think it's.
We will avoid actual sleeping. So I won't tighten it up for you.
is-
So
Oh,
the rear naked
fuck.
choke, I have to take your back.
This is amazing.
And
It's
then the key is it's a blood choke. So you put your arm
blood choke.
so that you're blocking the carotid arteries.
This is
there
my
we
favorite
go.
episode.
Okay, here we go.
I'm like a baby bird. I'm like a baby bird.
And the key is you have to get that elbow deep. Some people they show it on TV with the elbow over here. That's not a rear naked choke. You have to get it deep.
Oh, Alex, Alex Fury, are you watching this? This is what.
No, she is
Get
not.
it deep, and then you crank it. And then if I were to squeeze, there.
She got him.
You got me good. You got me good. I mean, those were real sounds. Those were real sounds.
Chair. Here's a chair. Here's a chair.
We had Garth Brooke, guitar playing lawyer, with a lawyer put a guy in a rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke.
So can you do an Austin like self defense and also business help coaching?
Yes. Yeah. I used to do self-defense, particularly for women, LGBTQ. I do a free self-defense seminar.
Fuck yes.
Fucking awesome.
And the key there is it can be real simple, but you have to practice. If you don't, same thing with mindset coaching. If you don't practice every day, it won't be there under stress when you need it.
Mauro would volunteer to be the victim in all of these practices.
Yes, I would.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, key is repetition, practice. So it's inherent when your executive
That
function
was amazing.
shuts down under stress.
did you-
It's like when I
Our producer's telling us to wrap up, but I don't give a fuck.
it's like when I
so good.
practice my
He's yelling at me.
I practice my high cut 9-iron that I just take Ranella's money with over and over.
I did see Ranella lose
I
his
just have
little
it. It's
shirt
just
on the golf
there.
course. Jess,
It's just
did
there.
you have like a finishing
That
move?
high cut 9-iron that's
Oh, wait,
like
she had a finishing move. I want to hear this.
135 and it just lands
Stop talking
off.
about your curated golf bullshit 9-iron, man. She has a finishing move that she.
my favorite finishing move, the one I didn't use this in a fight. I do a lot of ground and pound in a fight. I take someone's
Ground and
back,
pound?
ground and
Ground
pound,
and pound.
So I take someone's back and just go to town. But the key finishing move that I really really like is I would take someone's back, and again, weird functional strength. Growing up as a horse girl, I would take their back. I would have their body in a body triangle. And
I saw this in Bond once.
That's right.
It
It's
is
basically
Bond.
like an anaconda. I just
Oh.
tighten it up and then I twist their spine until it's where they don't like it to be and they tap out. That was my finisher. That was the one in training
That sounds horrible.
where I made a UFC fighter cry and run off the mat was the spine
Wow.
twister. That's my favorite. But there's others. There's
You could be the just esophagus of pain, like the
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, she called me
I'm
the
into it.
Terminator.
I don't know why, but I'm into it. I'm into it.
I'm very nice
can
unless
make me cry.
you lock that cage door and then watch out.
That's f***ing crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, Cage Moore is here, not a cage door, but Cage Moore with Studio 3. Where's Cage? Right here. You should do a Cage Moore, Cage Door like series, and Jess could just choke you out. I met his wife upstairs, and I think she would appreciate it.
Shh, go to sleep.
Yes. Shh. 3 more bourbons? No, Cage. This is amazing. I feel like we should do a choke slam at Lottie Gras this year with you, when you could coach like women, also
Yeah,
coach and choke.
coach and choke.
Oh my god! There, we like this one. Yes, this will be very good. Great ideas come out of this show.
And
By
my
the way,
office,
I own all the rights to everything we say on here, so you signed a waiver. Thank you very
in
much.
my office,
Trademark.
most of the lawyers in my office are female, so I'll definitely send them your way.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Yeah.
This is
we
fucking
have
awesome.
my office
Fun.
is all female lawyers. My
Yeah.
partner's a female, and
And we learned most of the
associates are-
most of
Yeah.
the bench here in Texas is female judges, and we have a lot of the appellate judges are female judges. But you get to the Supreme Court, and they're just gonna f you because
Yeah,
that's the way
they
that is
are.
for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, for
For
now.
now. for
But
now.
yeah, I ran a 3-day seminar that was for women lawyers with the Society of Women Trial Lawyers in the fall. And it was just called Building a Badass Lawyer from the Inside Out. So it was all
We should collaborate.
mindset
You
coaching.
should, with Willie Betty, all the stuff that we're doing. You should collaborate with all these other groups because they're. I mean,
Yeah,
God,
you know,
seriously.
Willie Betty is ran by what's the name of that lady?
Willie Betty. That's her
Well,
fucking name.
I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name. Listen, I can't remember her name because I don't remember anyone's name.
What? Will buy Betty? Marissa, I can't read your lips. It's been 6 episodes. Women leadership, yeah. But it's Willa Betty. It's her name.
Yeah, but the lady who runs that, she calls me the Italian.
Oh,
She just
God.
says, "Where's the Italian?" She'll text me, "Where's the Italian?" But I don't remember her name because I'm real bad that way.
You would be
I think
better
she's Dominican. She's definitely Dominican or like one of those. Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican or Dominican. One of those.
Yeah, you might be right. But no, she's from New York. Well, she lives in New York. She might be
calls
right.
me
Yeah.
the Italian. But I don't remember her name.
Sarah calls you her Italian prince. We have a very good episode with Sarah.
Sarah Williams says I'm the Italian prince.
They had a whole, I mean, it's,
go.
she's one of the most, I think she's the best trial lawyer out of Alabama, period. And she teaches and she coaches and she goes, she's doing an AI one in Scotland right now where she goes out there. But every time she sees Mara, she goes, "Oh, my Italian prince." Because we told the story of he has an Italian passport. And he just leaves his wife and kids waiting in line.
I go through the EU line, man.
No.
I'm an EU citizen, man. I go through the EU line. I say, "I'll catch you guys out here." You know, I mean, why would I wait in that line when I don't have to? You know?
Poor wife and kids.
I mean, I'm sorry for my wife who's not an EU citizen, but I am. So I go through this fast line.
You better
Wow.
be waiting with them for like an
Oh, yeah,
espresso
of
on the other
course.
side or something.
course.
Some chocolates.
Yeah, tell him. All right, Jess, let's go.
Okay.
We have 1 through 3 steps. Let's
Yes.
do quick 4 or 5 because we're
All
over
right.
time. And
Okay, four is process over outcome.
Remind us. 1.
Yes. 1, growth mindset. 2, action orientation. 3, present moment focus. This is the only moment where we can affect what is going to happen. We can't change the past. We are not in the future. Present moment focus. 4, process over outcome. Focus on doing the right things today, the process today, the excellence today. That's a win every day. Outcome takes care of itself. And even if you don't get the outcome that you want, you know that you did everything that you can. Process over outcome. That is a recipe for fulfillment and
And
excellence.
I can see my Hall of Famer for UCLA shaking her head. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, done.
Right. And then 5, mission alignment.
Oh,
None of this matters unless you are aligned with something that matters to you, that matters with a greater purpose, your purpose here. What do you want people to say about you at your eulogy? It's not, oh, they billed 2,400 hours. They were really great at that third quarter meeting. No, you want to say, what did they do? What light did they bring to the world? What difference did they make in the world? Mission alignment. And that's how you maintain that long-term motivation and commitment to excellence that is fleeting otherwise. If you don't tie what you do every day to something that means something to you, that means something to the rest of the world, you're not going to have the commitment. You're not going to execute at the highest level that you possibly can.
when the are you running for office? Because that was goddamn beautiful.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Jess, I'm very inspired by this episode. This was the end. Usually we're just a little more jolly. We actually had a friend of ours, Bill Ogden, who's in trial that was supposed to fill the slot. We saw you come on and I'm ready to go
Let's
after that.
fucking go.
Let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
green
Let's
light is my
fucking go.
stuff. That's right. Let's green light. Every day you've got a green light to be the person that you want to be.
So what is
You know, Bob, I was feeling a little down today, but this has brought me back. I'm happy. Because, a good friend of mine passed away today. I didn't tell Bob.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Ernest Mesa passed away.
No, Ernie.
Ernest,
Out of here.
passed away today. Yeah, in El Paso from cancer.
I'm so
And
sorry.
so I was a little down at the beginning, but I'm feeling better now.
I'm sorry, man. He was a good dude.
He's a good guy, good lawyer. I went to law school and was a good guy. He had cancer for a long time. He was up and he was suffering forever. So he's probably in a better place.
We started Phoenix last week, and one of our Studio 3's big clients in Texas passed away. And it was very sad. And it was probably a lot of mental health stuff. And I think one of the other things we should talk about more openly is that pillar of not only having coaching and being vulnerable in the moment, being like, yeah, I should talk to a mental health professional just to be heard. And whether it's a coach or like a small group of folks, just to talk about little things, because it's very important. I do feel like I'm like the happiest person on the fucking planet, but I do talk to people about little shit that I have and deal with. And sometimes it's hard to, at our level, we can all talk together. And this is what I hope we're building in Austin right now is I would love at Studio 3 if you guys did like a quarterly get together with people like this in this room, just to be vulnerable and talk and hang out, right? But over bourbon, because it opens up, spirits open up a different thing. And maybe Will can be flown in because you do a really great presentation. But I was inspired here today. Austin was
great. Austin is, you know, it has that energy, you know, the artistic energy that, you know, there's not a lot of places like it. Like I was down on South Congress this morning walking around and all these wackos with their dogs and shit.
Mauro sat there and he was texting me at 6 a.m. He was just watching people at Joe's. Y'all, we're at the end of the episode here, and I want to thank everybody for coming here today and hanging out all day. Let's keep Austin weird.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's keep the lawyers feared. Let's keep everybody together, and let's make sure that we push access for justice forward. Everybody here's for a social mission to make sure that every voice is heard, everybody's accounted for, and everybody's helped, right? This is why we're all here on this planet. If you have a superpower and you're not using it, you're a asshole. So, thank you for coming to this episode of Bourbon of Proof. This is 6 and 6. Let's drink and be merry. Thank you all very much.